What's good with it, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid. Tapping back in, and man, oh man, y'all remember a few years back, right? Like the YouTube prison sector drama just ain't what it used to be. That's what a lot of individuals, I think, be saying, you know, as with this recent back and forth that just sparked back off with 1090 Jake putting that video out the other day, that 45-minute jump off that just hit like a crowbar to a female's head, man. Like, that video was truly mean and vicious in many ways, and he threw some jabs at different individuals, but more or less I felt like there was kind of a message in it that I just, like, what made me make this video is I happened to just be scrolling through, because I don't be on here like it used to be, you know what I'm saying? And I seen Pino actually made a response video that hadn't popped up on my timeline, whatever, stream, until just like I watched that joint like 15 minutes ago, and I kind of felt like 1090 Jake in a sense was real strategic and kind of surgical with it, as you know, again, I don't watch his ish as much as I used to, or just any of his ish. Life's just been crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, from my recollection, he's kind of slowed down the content, don't make it as much as he used to, been traveling, been doing other things and covering different stories less frequently, and just kind of enjoying the fruits of his labor, and then just comes out of this one nowhere that's reminiscent of the Mayonnaise Mayhem. Y'all remember that a few years back? It was kind of a whole Mayonnaise Mayhem movement, man. I'm over here stuttering and muttering like Porky the Pig, but y'all remember that? Like, it kicked off with the 1090 Jake Pino beef, and there was the Milk and K-Frog and all these dudes, and then later Milk and Pino were really going at it, and obviously we know some blood was shed and different things like that, and it just kind of created this whole audience that was just peeping all the Mayonnaise Mayhem going down, you know, all the white Crips and Bloods that been to prison from Florida to Massachusetts to wherever, and shit was just wild, man. There was so much content made about it all, and this was like, damn, was this video supposed to be back in 2020 or 2019 or something like that? But it wasn't. It was 2025, and it felt like Jake sitting back, counting his paper, doing whatever he does, seeing different people making videos about him or mentioning his name, and it's wild too, leaving certain individuals out, which I heard Pino bring up in his video. I think was kind of strategic on Jake, like, yo, I threw some jabs at a few other dudes, but like, I ain't even gonna respond to you because I know that that's gonna get at you the most, you know, because you've been going hard body karate on me. But more or less, the main op out of it all that it felt like it was most aimed at was Pino, you know. And one thing I'm not really going to comment on much, as I don't know much about dude's content. I seen him around a little bit. I remember seeing him in the comments back when G-Face was getting exposed. He was like, yo, I let up off your head to G-Face. We're talking about the homie Hangout dude, RIP to him. I don't know him. I didn't watch his ish like that. No disrespect, nothing ill will about anything I'm saying. That's the part I'm talking about. Like, y'all comment about your thoughts about him, mentioning him and talking about his teeth and ish like that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone, let me know if y'all felt that was like in poor taste, or you're like, yo, fluck it. You know what I'm saying? But it felt like his message to Pino more or less was like, yo, learn to take a dub when you do. Here we are all these years later, and, you know, you're still getting at me sometimes. I thought the beef was more or less over. Like, sometimes you got to just know when to take your wins. And way back when they had their situation and they scrapped and Jake was left leaking and things went how they went, like, Pino got that one. He said it right in the video, win some, lose some. And it kind of seems like at this point, I don't think this really does any good for Pino to continue going at it with Jake. Jake was spinning it like, yo, you're obsessed, you're in my stories, we don't follow each other, you know, because they tell you who views your stories and ish. Jake should have, I'm just throwing it out there, he didn't put any screenshots of Pino viewing his story on there, so I don't know if Pino was saying that that's cap, as it seems like some of the ish that he was saying about the prison paperwork he was claiming was fake. Let me know if y'all think that that's true or not, or you believe he threw even more ish out there about Pino that stung a little bit. But it felt like when he was saying, yo, you won in the beginning, man. You turned something that initially you got the best of me, but in the long run, the way it all played out online, you took L's, because I don't think we would have ever seen the Pino interrogation footage or anything like that. And that was a big part of Pino's video, that I saw him still talking about different things about Jake and the grievance and all that. And at the end of the day, I think we know a lot of individuals watching this content ain't really gang, ain't street dudes, you know what I'm saying? It's just sitting back, watching it all play out for whatever reason, for entertainment purposes, just for being in awe of the outright chaos that the Mayonnaise Mayhem vibes brings to the blogosphere. Like, it truly is crazy, man. You know what I mean? We saw Andrew Schultz talk about it. We've seen it displayed on No Jumper. Like, it's really something to behold. But at the end of the day, it felt like, even though he took some shots at Pino, it was like an alley-oop for him to kind of respond in a way like, yeah, you know, I should, like, in the end, I won. Fuck all this tripping ish in the blogosphere. Like, it don't really make no sense. I'm gonna continue to push my platform. Like, do y'all feel me on that or not? Like, if he would have made a video more along those lines, like, don't get lost in the sauce with this internet ish. I did push his ish back, push his ish in, and, you know, why I've been doing this all these years. But he responded trying to roast him, or roasting him if you think it was hitting, you know, because I see different responses in Pino's own comments when I watch the video, where some people were saying like, yo, bro, what you're doing right now is coming off a bit obsessive. Like, let it go. A lot of people were getting at him too. You know, he led the roast by leaving the P out of Ozempic, and people were like, yo, that ain't P. Like, you ain't pushing P with that one, you know, Pino. I also saw some people in the comments too pointing out like, yo, where It's Mean been at, who was a collaborator, blogosphere bro of Pino's, and then at one point in time I seen them going at it, then I seen them cool again, which is something else that 1090 Jake pointed out in the video, right? That he made it, right? Like, he's getting paid. The shit that he's done in the blogosphere has opened up other doors and other opportunities for him. And a lot of cats that are just trying to push their way to the top and be profitable and get the bag and just different things like that, you know, they'll dish you, they'll be cool with you, things will go in crazy ways like that. Like, you can't really put too much emotion into this ish. This ish is supposed to be entertainment and a hobby, you know what I mean? And if you're losing sleep or stressing behind any of this shit, like, what's the point of it, you know? Because he was talking about how his, like, Pino subs pushed pretty high, but I guess he had demonetization problems and ish like that. I don't know, you know? I just kind of felt like it was something that Pino was gonna definitely respond to or have to respond to, but I just personally don't know if he threw the right response out there. And y'all let me know too, what happened with Mean? Did he vanish? I don't know, you know? Like I said, I don't watch the ish the way I used to, and certain things didn't used to come across my timeline. And when I did check a little while back, I was like, yeah, or someone mentioned me in live, like, whatever happened to him? I'm like, I don't know, man. But with all that being said too, let me throw it out there. If anyone feels any kind of way about this video, like, I honestly don't give two fucks, you know what I mean? My channel's deader than disco, the views are down, like, that ain't a thing, I ain't tripping, you know what I mean? Like, I'm living life. I tap in on here in the blogosphere as always, just to chop it up with the people, make podcasts like content, and, you know, tap in, subscribe if you're new, you never flooded with me. We talk about different YouTube content, we talk about sports, news, all kinds of ish, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to get back at it, get back active like I used to. But for real, man, like, let me know, do y'all think that Pino flucked up with his response? That in a sense it was like 1090 Jake baited him? There was multiple ways to respond, as there's always different ways to respond or different paths to go down in life. We always have choices, and, you know, you can choose accordingly to how you feel, or you can get strategic with it and put more depth with your thought process in it, or you can go purely off emotion and anger. It's just like, as we get older, and I'm not even just talking about these individuals, I'm just saying in general, the older you get in life, certain things you wish you could have back. And man, if I would have only done this, if I would only have had this knowledge and know-how and wisdom at that point in time, maybe things would be different. But with all that being said, that's all about I got on this one, man. Once again, it's just coffee, tap backing into the Mayonnaise Mayhem here at the tail end of 2025. What do y'all think of 1090 Jake's video, Pino's video, the beef, how long it's been going on? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you think, nah, fuck it, it is what it is, I feel differently? Oh, one thing too I want to comment about when Pino said, yo, you support Wes Watson, Wesley P, Wesley Peg Watson is someone who's just crashing out in the worst way right now, man. His whole life and the empire that he built around him. You talk about choices and things like that. He definitely made the wrong choices, in my opinion. I don't see how in the fuck he's gonna get up out of this thing, man. You know what I mean? He invited individuals to come pull up on him, and when they did, he was scared for the one-on-one and gang assaulted the motherfucker with dumbbells, weight belts, and whatever else. And I don't know, it was all caught right there on camera. That's like truly moronic. And I remember seeing that when Wesley Peg Watson made it to No Jumper. Jake saying something like, yo, people are mad. I think I may even did a video on it again. My algorithmically, I've been all the way fucked up and ain't had my heart. And I'm making this content in a minute, you know what I mean? Those that been fucking with me, or you remember me before, man, y'all know how I rock. I just try to get on my journalistic tip and be a voiceover artist and do whatever. But shit's just been different the last couple of years. So make sure, throw a like on the video, engage in the comments. You know what I mean? As always, we're just here to coffee talk it up. But yeah, I'm saying that 1090 Jake video really rang out through the blogosphere on the old school prison vibes, and there's just so many talking points on this, and I'm truly intrigued to know what y'all think. And again, before I close it out, the Wes Watson ish, like, he was like, yeah, people mad Wes made it to No Jumper. It was like, damn, they must like chop it behind the scenes or something like that. I don't know. Wes Watson just truly seems like an all around, like, how can you like a motherfucker type person, you know what I mean? Just like smart what he did content wise, and I guess with his scammery and his come up. But I don't know, man, it seems just like a pure prick to the fullest. He just kind of found out how to play that character in the blogosphere. And as multiple content creators been pointing out, man, his Vlad TV interview is another very poor decision he's made in the middle of this case that he's facing. Some of the shit that he said on there, when you know law enforcement, the feds, everybody's watching. Like, the shit that you said, man, you could go into court and try to say I'm playing a character, but they ain't gonna be feeling that, man. But that's all I got, man. It's coffee signing up out this thing. Mayonnaise Mayhem is back going into 2026. Let's talk about it all in the comments. I thank y'all for tuning in, and with that being said, I'm about this thing.